Welcome to the RePicture Resume-Builder Program, our orientation, first orientation for the fall program. And first of all, congratulations. Congratulations for applying to the program, for getting accepted, and for joining, and for being proactive in your STEM career. You are joining over 70 STEM students that were accepted into the program and started taking control of their future in the summer. Some of you know people that have joined the program during the summer, and those people this summer created 150 projects in 6 weeks. But again, my name is Lynn Mayo. I'm a professional licensed engineer. I worked for 30 years in engineering management. I used to work at AECOM, which is the world's premier engineering and science company. And then I did co-founded RePicture. And we already went through the introductions of Lauren and Catherine, who joined us today. I think several of you got emails from Danielle. She is our student engagement manager, so you'll be getting a lot more emails from her. And then also not able to join us today is Elisa Carr, also professional engineer and co-founder of RePicture. So the agenda today is going to be giving an overview of the company. We'll talk about the benefits of participating, what your assignment would be, any expectations, both our expectations of you and your expectations of us. We'll talk about the leaderboard and awards, and then resources and ways to find help. And really the goal is to explain the RePicture STEM program, to answer your questions. So first off is just, who is RePicture? What is RePicture? So we are a company that we are building a community to share the stories of STEM, to help connect all students. It can connect with STEM projects, with professionals, with students, with STEM schools and companies. So basically tell those stories to connect us. Everything is done through the RePicture.com website. And the RePicture.com website is a site that is used to introduce students to STEM. And it was used at UC Berkeley this past fall. It's been used at Oregon Tech. And then it also has been used at schools nationwide, high schools nationwide. But we did have in the past year, we have 15,000 views of the site. And the reason I bring that up, it's because what you're going to be doing is providing, creating information that gets uploaded on the site that then is going to be viewed by potentially thousands of people each year. So it's an opportunity for your work to be shown, but also, you need to do quality work because a lot of people are going to be reviewing it. So the program involves it's helping you learn more about some careers. And just really quick on the assignment overview, and then Catherine will actually go in more detail. But really what we're going to do is answering a common question, and that is, what do scientists and engineers do? We've heard so much about, oh, you should become a scientist, you should become an engineer, but what do they actually do? And that's what you're going to be doing, is helping answer that question. And you're going to be answering those questions by telling the stories of what different engineers do. So whether it's a story of designing a bike path that a civil engineer does, it's talking about the vagus nerve improving memory that neuroscientists work on, or even my favorite, I didn't realize that mechanical engineers are partially to thank for the fact that we have Ben & Jerry's ice cream, because mechanical engineers design the machinery that makes it possible. And so really trying to show these are the work that scientists and engineers do. So what you're going to do is, first of all, add your story, because each of you have a story, and your story can help people younger than you understand STEM. You then will be, most of the time will be spent identifying a STEM project and then researching that project and writing it up and entering it into the RePicture.com website. So how this information will be used, it'll be used in high schools and colleges to help people understand different majors, help people figure out what's the best career option for them, kind of relate that schooling to future work. Why are you taking this class? Well, we help explain this is a type of professions, type of work you can do, based on that schooling, and show that everyone belongs in STEM. So the benefits, why do this program? So what we did is actually, like I mentioned, we actually had a summer program, a 6-week-long summer program. And rather than me say what the benefits are, I'm going to let you read what the participants said the benefits are. And there may not be enough time to read all of it, but I'll try to give the highlights. And the number one is you get to learn about STEM careers and projects. You're going to be researching what are the projects STEM professionals actually work on. You'd be doing research like Norrin, where she actually was doing research more to the fields that's in her discipline. She's a civil engineer. She learned more about what civil engineers did. Versus Tayden chose to learn more about other STEM fields and really expanded her knowledge and kind of exposed to other fields. So it's really going to be up to you of what you want to concentrate on, if it's a certain area you want to concentrate on or all of STEM. This is an opportunity to learn more about STEM. It also provides you flexibility and freedom. And that's why I think a lot of the students have liked it. And you can do this on your own time, whatever schedule you have, the freedom to choose whatever projects you want to work on and read about and learn about and write about. We do have a deadline. This is a September program. So everything you do is going to be due by September 30th. So it is, have 4 weeks to do it, and really you can spend whatever time you want in that 4-week period, doing the projects. It also improves your writing skill. And, you might be saying, oh, I'm going into science, or I'm going into engineering because I don't think I have to write. And the fact is, one of the things you can do is actually on RePicture.com, we have a lot of professionals who've kind of talked about their STEM journey. And 80% of the people on our website have said that communication is one of the most important skills of their career. And so even if you are an engineer, communication and writing is often really important. When you go to get your first job, they're going to kind of take it for granted that you know the technical work or have the technical skills. And what's really going to make you stand out is those writing skills. So it's an opportunity to improve those writing skills. And then I know some of the people are very excited about it because it's help you basically potentially get a job. It's a supplement to your resume. Those of you who have a resume, typically has to be 1 page, and what you can fit on a 1-page resume is pretty small. You can't fit a lot on a 1-page resume. And this can be basically a supplement to your resume. And we're really excited. Again, we just started this program this summer. We already have 2 of our students that have said that RePicture helped them get their job or their grant. Tazar used it. He applied for a position. They wanted a writing sample. He was basically able to direct them to the project he wrote up on RePicture. Person said, wow, this is really nice. Well done, and you have the job. So he got the job based on his writing sampling from the RePicture project. And Bryn's a chemistry major, and she does a lot of experiments and lab works and things like that. So she's actually used this to be a catalog of all of her research projects, to have them all in one place and details about what she's doing. And she was able to use that in some of the information she captured in her profile to help her get a grant. So again, we're excited. The program's only been done about 2-3 weeks, and we already have 2 success stories about people using it to help them get their job or their grant. What we've also done is to make it interesting is you can compete for awards, and you don't have to. There are some students that chose not to compete for awards, but almost every student has competed for awards because it's kind of fun to compete for award. And some students have a competitive aspect to it. If you choose to be competitive, if you choose not to be competitive, that's fine also. But it's an opportunity to to win an award that you can put on your resume, and just maybe motivate you to do a little more. And again, we'll be talking about what awards you can get. And then also it's an opportunity to network with professionals. And for Kwitong and Diana, both of them were students that did well in the leaderboard, got a lot of points. And one of the things by being a top leaderboard winner is we actually arrange one-on-one interviews with a professional in your area. So you let us know this is the area you're interested in, and it could be a very specific area, it could be a broad area, and we do our best to find a professional in that area that can talk to you one-on-one. So that was for those who were part of the winners, really enjoyed that. We also have, and I know on the line right now, there aren't any structural engineers or architects, but we also have for people interested in structurals, people interested in structural engineering, steel design, things like that. We actually have a number of volunteers from the American Institute of Steel Construction who is doing one-on-one interviews also with those students. So if you know someone who is interested in structures, let them know about this, and they'll also have an opportunity for some one-on-one. And then lastly is you become part of the STEM community. And that's really important to us. And that's what we want to make sure that we are available to you, that you are part of this community. And we're really excited. It's an opportunity for meeting other students, as well as I said, some opportunities to meet professionals also. And again, joining part of a diverse STEM community. You know, seeing these pictures is not just students that are part of our community, but it's professionals also. There are all types of people that are part of the STEM community. So we're just really excited to have you join our community. So with that, we'll go into what the actual assignment details are. And I want to emphasize that we're not going to go into the minutia details of the assignment, because if this was a job, you know, your manager, he's not going to go through all those details. He's going to say, here's where you can read about it, and expect you to read about it. So if you go to the RePicture.com website, the students page, you'll see there's a programs. And if you click on programs, it brings you to our resources page. And there's a lot of information. Actually, I'll just do this for you right now. There's a lot of information on this page. And if you do not go to this page and read the information, you're going to be so confused, and you're going to be challenged and things like that. So you really do need to look at this page. So again, if you go to RePicture.com students, or you could have just RePicture.com/students, brings you this page. You probably all saw this from, this is probably where you applied to, but up in the upper right corner here, it's under program. You go to here, and this has information. This is going to have information on what awards you can go after. But what's really critical is this resources page. And on this resources page, it has the common forms that you need. So when you submit a project, you're going to need that form. The helpful documents are really important, and really reading this how-to guide is going to be really important, because it really, you know, explains the details of it. If you're interested in being a top leaderboard winner, you want to understand the point system, you can read that. And then one of the challenges we know from the summer, I think the #1 challenge, students who had challenges with the program, it's, well, how do I find a project to write up? How do I decide, you know, STEM is such a broad topic, how do I find a topic, you know, to write about? So we actually just added this resource, how to find projects to write up, where we actually go in some details of, you know, here's some ideas to find projects. So again, make sure that you go to this site and read that read the how-to guide, the leaderboard. If you're not sure about what project, read that section. So Catherine is going to tell you about the program, but again, she's not going into the details. She's really going to tell you the big picture of it. And so with that, I'll let Catherine take over.
Thank you, Lynn. So your assignment, there are 2 parts to it. And the first is to create a profile on RePicture.com where you can tell your STEM story. And that can either be written or video. And the second part of the assignment is to research projects in your area of interest within STEM and add them onto the RePicture site. So this is an example profile of one of the participants of the program, and her name is Bryn. And the profile does have a few parts, and this is just one of them. And this includes some basic information such as name, major, and some other external social media links. And this section is where the bulk of the writing for your profile will go. And this is also where you can talk about your STEM story and your STEM journey. And this part can be especially important for networking and job recruiters, so they can have a place to get to know you before they actually have a conversation with you. And you can see the specific requirements for your profile on that resources page that Lynn just showed you. And the second part of your assignment is to research and upload STEM related projects. And you have three options for this. The first option is you can write about a project that you've worked on. So that can be any sort of class or lab project, any sort of volunteer activity that relates to STEM, or if you've had an internship, you can write about a project that you worked on there. The second option is you interview someone who worked on a project. So this can be either professors that you know, family members, or you can reach out to someone on LinkedIn if you so choose. And the third option is to research a project online. And this can be any kind of project as long as it relates to STEM. And it can be any size, any kind of complexity. It can be a physical project or some sort of research study. And then this is Bryn's profile again. And this is just some of the projects that she's written up for RePicture. And then we will bring you to the student website again, where we have some more examples.
So again, this is, we went from on RePicture.com students, went to program, and now I'm clicking examples.
And so here we have some example profiles. These are profiles that we thought were very well written out, and these can kind of, you can draw inspiration from these profiles. And then these are examples of projects that you've worked on. So this would be your either class project or some sort of project you've worked on in a professional setting, or any kind of volunteer activity that relates to STEM. And then these are projects that people have written up that they just researched online and they all found interesting. And we also have a few projects where people have interviewed professionals and then written and uploaded a project to RePicture.
And those professionals can include teachers or professors. This is actually a professor. This is Caroline's professor she interviewed. So again, if you just click on any of these, you then can go into it and you can see example of what they've done. You can see how Caroline cited her professor here that she talked to. So that's just a good resource. One other thing you might want to consider is just to help get inspired, as you add your projects, you're looking at other projects, you actually can add the RePicture app onto your smartphone. And so we just provide instructions here on how to do it. And what we're doing is now every week we're changing the photos, or excuse me, the projects that show up. So it just might be good. You can just check every week, typically over the weekend or on Mondays, you'll see new projects there to maybe just help inspire you. So with that, before we get into the next section, are there any questions on what you'll be doing?
So how many projects we can submit, or is it just one?
You can submit as many as you'd like.
Okay.
And definitely encourage you to submit more than one. And again, it's you want quality, because this is going to be something that professionals may be looking at, future employers are going to look at. So you don't want to, quality is going to be better than quantity, because it's really building up your resume. But quantity is good. So someone like Bryn, she wrote up probably about 6 projects, over, and actually she just did that over, I think, 1 week. She actually did 6 projects because she wanted to really get, this encyclopedia of everything she's done. But other students were, busy and are only able to do, like 1 project or 2 projects. So again, it goes back to that flexibility. The more that you prepare, the better it's going to look for you as far as using it as a supplement to your resume. The better it's going to be for you to get up on that leaderboard, because the leaderboard, it's based on how many projects you submit. So if you want to be a top winner on the leaderboard, you want to submit lots of projects, but you just want to make sure that they're high quality projects, so it reflects, well on you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, so going with expectations. So the expectations already talked about is the expectation is you're going to read that how-to guide and the other documents on the resources page. Saying to spend at least 4 hours in the month, and this kind of goes back to your question about how much to do. The amount of time people spend on a project have varied, but you know, setting up your profile, doing a project, you know, in a decent way, it's going to take at least 4 hours. So, you know, suggest you at least spend 4 hours, but again, spending more time is going to, you know, give you more. You're going to get more out of it. You're going to get more information if you spend more than 4 hours, but I think as a minimum, you know, 4 hours to get that project and get your profile. And again, the expectation is you're going to do quality work. And again, we know you're going to want to do quality work because, you know, people are going to be seeing the work that you do. As far as expectations of us, we will be providing, it's a free website, it's a public website, so you can use this to demonstrate your soft skills. I love that Tazar used that to basically show his writing samples, and that Brent was using it to show her her lab experience. And again, this will always be a free website where you can do that. We will be giving you an opportunity to compete for sponsored awards, and you can choose whether you want to compete for an award or not, but that's one of the things we'll do. And then we'll answer your questions and provide you with assistance, you know, when you need it. So we will be there to support you and just give you the opportunities to join a STEM community. And so we are piloting, to let you know, in September, we are piloting a couple things. And so we did this over the summer. And based on the summer, we decided to roll out some new things. So these things, like I said, it's part of a pilot. And really, September is kind of a pilot that we'll have. And again, we have existing students are going to continue, and they didn't need to attend this session because they already know what they're doing. And we have students that asked for the video, so there are going to be more students than the couple of you. But we are going to be piloting some things in September that we then will really roll out at a bigger level in October. And the one item is that we're really excited about the pilot, and that is the ability to work on teams. So right now, all these projects are just you know, and it's only able to have one person write on a project. We're in the process of programming, so actually you can have, you can work on a project as a team. And we hope to have that rolled out in the next, I'm saying about by mid-September. So by end of September, hopefully people will be able to work on teams. So you might just want to think about, oh, is there something I want to work on a team with? And I said, you'll kind of be helping us test that in September, and we'll roll it out, you know, big time in October. There's also the opportunity that we're going to pilot is some student-to-student mentoring regarding the program. And again, this is something new that we'll be piloting if we have students that want to be menteed and students that want to mentor, and that's a good fit. There are actually some clubs. Gettysburg College is actually setting up a RePicture club. And a club could just really be either a formal club, or it could be an informal group of 3 or more students that want to compete as a club. So you just might want to think, you know, do you have some friends that you want to maybe, you know, just form a club together? And what we're going to do is have if we get 3, we have the one club. If we get a total of 3 clubs or more, we'll actually have some club competitions. Any other questions before we go on to the leaderboard and contest? Basically, we have a leaderboard, and this is just an excerpt from, I think it was during our pilot, that basically you can get points, and this, you know, you can basically see how you're doing, the different students are participating in it. And the way to get points is submitting project. Every project you submit, you'll get 1 point. But I want to point out there's a way to easily get 2 more points for a total of 3 when you submit that project. And one is if you're able to get details on 2 team members. But if you're one of the team members, you have to provide some information about what you did. If it's a team member that you might not know, it's just, you know, you read the research, you basically just need to get information on them about what school they went to, their LinkedIn, and typically you can find information about them, although not always. I mean, it may be a big project and you can't find the information, but you get a point for that. And then another way to get a point is to post on social media, and hopefully you're proud of the work that you've done. You want to post it to social media. So when you submit a project, you have the potential of making it 3 points, but if you just submit the project, it's just a 1 point. If you refer a friend, you get the 3 points. And then 5 points is winning award. And so that's kind of a fun part, is winning awards. And so why do you want to be on the top of the leaderboard? Well, I already kind of mentioned the top, we're going to do at least the top 2 winners of the leaderboard. We'll arrange one-on-one talks with professionals in their field of interest. And we'll ask you, you know, what you're interested in. So we had, I think, Zane, you indicated your interest in biology. We had a biology major who was a top person one week, and she was interested in like marine biology. And so I was able actually to get her to touch with and talk to a professional marine biologist, you know, about that. Or another one was neuroscientist. She was interested in neuroscience, so I was able to get that. So I can't guarantee that I can get exactly what you want, but hopefully we can get someone, indeed, as well as you can put bragging rights that you won an award. So we do have a number of sponsored awards. It actually varies. This month, who's sponsoring awards is the Chesapeake Water Environment Association and the Maryland Association of Flood and Stormwater Managers. Those are the 2 entities sponsoring awards in September. In October, it said we'll have AISC will be one of our sponsors in October.
Okay, so here is our list for awards. They'll be updated each week. I'm sorry, each month. And you can always find them at repicture.com/students. Go to the program site, and we will have new sponsors in the future. I think we already went over this part, but as you can see, there are different prizes that go along with each of the sponsored awards. For some of them, there are more monetary prizes. For others, it's really a great way to network and to meet other professionals. And of course, you can always put this on your resume and you get bragging rights.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to try out this the flood one. And what's interesting with this was you're going to get a free registration to annual conference, but also the opportunity, you know, if you don't want to do, you don't have to, but given the opportunity to actually present at their conference. So you as a high school student could actually present at a professional conference if you win this award. And we're adding 2 mentoring or coaching sessions to help prepare for that presentation. So I think it's a really a great opportunity. And again, in September, we actually have a smaller group of students, so it's less competition in September. So you know, if you're interested, it may just be a really good one you might want to consider.
So the next things the next contests we have include individual and team contests, and you can compete as a team. A lot of these projects as well, you can also submit as an individual. They're pretty broad, like they said, best topic, best school project. So that really means you have a lot of freedom and flexibility to choose whatever topic you want. And if you need help, again, you can refer to the resources page. But a lot of times the most general contests produce the most interesting results. So definitely check these out. And more details will be on the awards and contests webpage. So then we have some evaluation criteria. This is pretty much the same for all of the awards. Again, it's fairly broad because we don't want to have too many constraints on what you can do and how you can exercise your creativity. So there's details at the end of the awards document, but basically all your projects and submittals need to relate to STEM, to a STEM field, be accurate information, make sure you cite all of the information, and present it really in a creative and well-written way. And then we have some more sponsors, as Lynn mentioned before, coming in October, including the American Institute of Steel Construction. And they actually were a huge sponsor this summer, and they have published an article that you can see on modern steel construction with some of the winners. So you can definitely take a look at that if you want to see kind of what is an award-winning project. So next we have available resources and help. Again, just mentioning the help documents, you can go to the repicture.com/students, click on program, and then resources up at the top. And then this is slightly new. We have more team support from the RePicture team, completely optional. If your mentor can't ask a question or you have a question specifically for the RePicture team, or need help brainstorming, setting up your profile, entering a project, you can sign up for a one-on-one session. Which is really just either with Catherine, me, or Lynn, or Danielle, and you just get one-on-one help. If you have a quick question, you can just email Danielle at repicture.com. And we also have a couple of other events, one of which is the virtual writing session. This is a space where you can just pop in for between 6 and 8 p.m. On September 10th, and you can really just work on your project. So it's a time, I know it's a lot more motivating to work with other people, especially if you're working on the same thing and can ask questions real time. So this is a great way. Definitely recommend you guys come to this. Do you have any questions at this time about the available resources and the leaderboard and contests?
So are all the, okay, so say like my intended interest is biology, are most of the awards biology based or just like STEM based?
Yeah, so right now they're STEM based. We do have more awards coming that the awards and contests depend on which majors of the people who are in the program. So over the summer, we did have a lot of biologists. And so we created an award basically for you. So we can,
Okay.
as long as we have enough biologists.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then finally we have additional opportunities. So these are kind of more adding to the community aspects, a way to stay connected and also to show off all the hard work that you've done. So the first is the RePicture Award ceremony. Obviously with all of the awards, you get recognition, you get a certificate, maybe a feature on LinkedIn, on an Instagram, along with whatever prize the organization or company has given you. And we also have a monthly drawing for the first, I think 20 people to submit projects each month will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. So definitely do your projects early and make sure you fill out the submission form. Okay, and if you go to our RePicture YouTube channel, just search up RePicture. You can look at RePicture STEM Summer Resume-Builder Program. We have all of our awards ceremonies, and you can watch the summer program final ceremony on the website to kind of get an idea of the people who are in our program, if you haven't already, and also just to see what the awards ceremony is like. So here is just a nice, concise summary of what we've talked about today. So really this month, you will be completing your profile, telling your story, researching, adding your projects to RePicture.com, and competing with other STEM students to win awards, contests, and prizes. Later on, whether it's in the fall, whether it's next year, next summer, you can definitely use RePicture and what you did this summer on your resume, and it will also be used for those high school and college students in classes for trying to figure out different STEM careers. So finally, you can just stay connected with us. You can join the GroupMe, and then you also follow on Instagram at RePicture Your Career, and then hashtag RePicture STEM. And the GroupMe and Instagram are a great way to just get reminders about what's happening and keeping up with everything. Next steps are reviewing the how-to guide, again, on the program website, your picture, which you just did, and then filling out your profile, finding your STEM project, virtual writing session, and then emailing Danielle if you have any questions or filling out the problem alert form.